So I'm at it again with my chain of shame link. But this is for a different purpose. So I started off the debt. When I first started, it was nearly like 100,000. I'll say maybe like 95, 96,000. Again, the majority of that was student loans. The student loans are now gone, say as of 2 weeks. So that's still incredible. I have about a remaining 16.5 when I calculated the debt, I think on what was it, like January 20th. And so it's been an exhausting adventure. And so like I decided to just kind of give myself a little bit of slack for the say like the past week or two after paying off the final student loan balance to where I'm a little bit more relaxed. So like I bought my thing is like health. So, I bought my supplements, and then there was like some workout gear that I had, like basically like tops and stuff that I'd been wanting, but that I hadn't allowed myself to buy before. So, I bought things like that of that nature, just to make my life simpler. Nothing extraordinary, but for me, because I become so used to just saving, well, not saving, I'll say like directing any additional income above like basic living expenses towards debt. It feels like I've been spending a lot, though it's really hasn't been much at all, maybe like 200 $300. But again, given to how I was doing things, I was like, that seems kind of like an outrageous expense. But so where I'm at right now is that so now I've had enough time to breathe, I guess, like to recoup and get gazelle intense again. And so this morning, I've been wanting to do, it's been on my list of things to do, is create the chain of shame for the remaining debt that I have, so that I can get that visual that I need and to inspire me. So where I'm finding the challenge is that these debts, a lot of them, there's just like three creditors, and they're mainly say like a medical in nature. Oh gosh. And so what I'm finding, I guess maybe mentally challenging, is the fact that they are lump sum. So we'll say like one is like for 37, another one is like for 47, almost like 5,000. So before, the difference with the student loan debt is that I could log onto the account and then just pay, and I could see that balance decreasing almost nearly every day because I was putting at least something. If I found 2 cents on the floor, I was paying 2 cents that evening towards the student loan debt. But so now with the medical issues is that I don't have that luxury, because what I intend to do is that they are older accounts. So we're going to say maybe like about 4 years old. And so I am not interested in setting up what is it called, a payment plan. My intent is to save a large sum, so that way when I call them, be like, hey, so say for example, like creditors will settle depending on the age of the account. They may settle for as low as say like 25 cents on the dollar. I mean, but the criteria for is determined by each creditor, so you don't know what that amount is. My job or my intent is at first I want to be debt free, and then to legally satisfy that debt without going into any payment plans. That's bullshit. um, so it's just, I'm like, oh gosh, it's the patience that I need, because I'm depositing that money, say, into my regular checking account, not my savings, but my regular checking account. And so just watching it slowly build. And I guess it feels that as if I'm losing momentum, because I'm not seeing, I know that those balances, like in the back of my mind, like that balance, like say the 16.5 or whatever it is still fixed. Like I don't see it decreasing, even though the checking account for the purpose of paying those debts is increasing. So I'm kind of like, oh my gosh. So that's where this chain of shame comes into play. It worked for me last time to put like say and like a breeze behind me. You could say that's the only way. It was like the wind on my back, pushing me forward. And then I had sought out a seasonal employment, like at this tax office, but there's been a huge delay in getting the background check process. So I was like, that was extra money that I was counting on towards this debt payment. So I'm not sure that I have enough patience to wait for that anymore, since I will be working or leaving the state, say in 3 months, to go take a job somewhere else. But more on all this later. So you'll be seeing a lot of posts again. Uh, mainly like financial in nature, because again, that is my focus. I mean, of course, I have other things in life that I enjoy doing and that I do partake in my personal time, but the focus at this time, what is directing everything, what is directing my say daily decisions, is this debt payoff. Because once I pay off this debt, then it's going to be a matter of say building an emergency savings fund, a personal emergency savings fund for 6 months, and then creating a capital cash account for the business I intend to establish, say within a year's time. And with that, I want to have a minimum of 6 months worth of expenses so that I can carry myself forward. Of course, meanwhile, having my expenses paid for, in addition to the 6 months personal savings, having my expenses paid for at least the 6 months. So I have some really heavy financial goals, is what I'm saying. Not heavy, I mean, because it's ultimately leading me to freedom, but no joking around here. I was, everything's on a time frame. So, that's that. And I hope you're all doing well.